Okay, so the conscious entity that is here, that you see moving around, is moving because he is conscious. He or she, or them. There's another one here. So they're conscious, and that's why they're moving. That right there happened because this entity is alive. That's like a hand doing this. So that's what you're seeing. You're seeing conscious entities that are interacting. So many signatures here. So it's that's what's really going on. As soon as I pointed him out, he started moving like this. So they're all here. This is nothing but a bunch of conscious entities staring back. All right, so to understand that is to understand this story. All right, so when we're told things and how they move, things that have a reaction, equal opposite reactions, all of that stuff is all mind control. School really just messed us up bad because they don't want us to perceive how the very basic fundamentals of how this stuff works. All right, so this would be here, the eyes, but if I move this way, then they turn up here. So just say for the sake, it's in this area, the eyes, and then the nose, and then the mouth, and then these little teeth here and lips. All right, so now you can kind of see an entity here, right? All right, so there was one time that I was traveling this across country, driving from, I think it was Maine, and I had a jacket that was draped over this side, exactly the way this is draped. It had the same kind of face, all right? The arm of the jacket came down and was resting on the dog that was sitting here staring out the window as we were moving and seeing the scenery and everything. It was really nice. And the arm was resting on the dog's back. As I was traveling, the arm was doing this, petting the dog's head, and it had that face. So then I was just like, what the fuck? So then I started kind of going into that place. It was like, you are a cool world, you know what I'm saying? So then I started kind of like immediately transcending, seeing all of them come out. It was just amazing. So they get, when that happens, it gets more electrical than other times. And the hand of the coat was petting, but it was because I was traveling, it was happening. So it wasn't because I was traveling, it was because the coat had a conscious signature to it, and it was like a puppet show happening, and I was witnessing it. And the fibers of how they taught us how to think was coming undone at one moment. And that's what I'm saying, is that they've brainwashed us so bad in here that what has actually happened is not a dumbing down, but a super induced distortion of intellect. Wow, look at that. And they're all like bread patterns. They're all just right there next to each other. But a super induced distortion of intellect. Now, if you had known what that was, then you would simply say something like, well, what is the intellect made of? You know what I mean? Like, what is the intellect made of? And what are the comprised elements of the intellect? And you would figure it out. But what they did is they gave you program allowance. They said, you know what, you're dumbed down, so you don't question what it, you know, you just get, oh shit, well that sucks. But what if you said, man, what are the multiple elements that make up the intellect, and how do I ever correct this? See, they don't want you to say that. So that's what's going on, is that everything they taught us and the way we perceive things don't allow us to see these things that are immediately, directly in front of our faces. And that's how they like it. So until then, I will always have more videos to show you, because there's so many more conscious signatures to behold. And until then, this is Grim Nasty. As always, stay awake.